Hey everyone, Roger here from Master Car Experts YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be installing some BAV sound speakers into a G30 5 Series. We're going to work our way around the vehicle. I'm going to probably do a video of one door panel, front, rear. We also have to remove the control display to do ones under the dash and take the parcel shelf off. So we'll see how far we get today, and we're going to start with the rear doors. Here's the sound from the BMW Harmon Kardon. Starting with the left rear door, and this is going to be the same process you would do on the right side door. You have to take two screws off that are hidden on the door handle. So right under here, there's a small opening, and you're going to take a pry tool, a plastic pry tool. You can work that free starting at the small opening right here. Start at the bottom and just gently twist. You want to pop the top side free first. And then on the bottom here, you have to pull it towards you. There's like a spring right here that goes into a slot. And a lot of times, let me show you something that happens. This spring right here, this is just a metal piece that's like a spring retainer. Bend that back. When you go back in, it will lock in correctly. Now we have to remove a screw here and a screw here. So using a T15, you do need a long bit to get these because they're pretty deep. Just take out the two screws. Okay, then once you have all the clips free, just make sure that they're free here. You're gonna come up, lift up on the back part, and the door panel is going to peel off like so. Now you're going to have all of these connections here, so we're going to have to disconnect these. Alright, so you want to pop this off here. This door handle, you just lift to separate it. Then you do have to take all the connectors off, because to get to the tweeter here, we have to cut this out. So we're going to take all the wiring off. So you can go ahead and just disconnect the harness. These usually you just give them a tug. Some of them can be tight though. There we go. Okay. That one's that way. So if you look here, we have a white and a red. Just pull these off. These are for the fiber optics. They are color coded so you can remember how they go on. And then just remember how your routing was. This is for the switch right here. Pop that off, that's going to go through that opening. Just a plastic push clip here. Another push clip here. You have another red connector down here for the fiber optic. And then I'm just going to use a fork tool to get these off. If you rock it back and forth, it's a nice trick to get these out easier. And then that goes to the light. Give that a tug. And our door panel is free. Okay. Alright, so we have our rear door speaker right here. You can see by this shape right here, and it says Neo 100.40 OF. That is a rear door speaker. It can get a little confusing because you just get a lot of speakers. So let's just take a look at the wiring. We have green and black and a white and black. And this goes to a harness that goes to the tweeter, which is right here. This is going to be eliminated. So we're not going to be using this. You're just going to wrap it up into the existing harness. Same thing with this one. This is eliminated because the new speaker has its own harness for this leg. So you're not going to use that. Just got to make sure you get the right one. Here's our BAV sound speaker, and you can see it has two connectors. This is to the tweeter. This is to the main door harness. Very easy to take the old speaker off. We'll just unplug our input And this also is a T15. And just take the 3 screws off. Okay, take your bath sound out. This can only fit one way, and I found the best way is to go over the holder right there with the wiring. You can see then it lines up correctly. Then just put your screws in. Okay, I'm going to bring my wiring over the top here, and if you look at the green connector, the green and blue are going to go together. This is a universal pin. You can see these 2 edges here, so that you can see you have a locator pin right there. So you're just going to find the right locator and just lock that in, and that's your input to the speaker. And we're going to let that just sit inside the door panel. Now we have to go install the tweeter. To do the tweeter, unfortunately, this comes off here, this pops off. It's just a holder. This is held on by glue. So we need to use a tool to remove the old glue. So you're just gonna work that free carefully. So you can use a pick, maybe a small screwdriver, and we have to separate this glue. You can see here too, the speaker's actually at an angle. So when you put it in, it's not gonna sit completely level. It's gonna have a bevel upwards. Yep, there's the glue coming off. So Babsound did send some glue with the kit, but I recommend just using like a crafter's hot glue gun. And that's really what BMW uses in this door panel. It sets up fast, so you don't have a lot of downtime. So once you have all that free, now we need to use a couple of tools to press all the little tabs to get the speaker to pop out. Preferably without breaking anything. Here she comes. There we go. As easy as that. And you can hear the sarcasm in my voice. It's a little bit of a pain in the butt, but it's definitely doable. All right, so slide it in, catch the hook, and then press it down, and you can lock it in. And then it shouldn't just fall out. But now, you've got to set up the hot glue. All right, so we're just going to take our hot glue gun, and at those connection points, we're gonna apply some hot glue. Simple as that. And you really can't put too much, but we really just want to make sure it doesn't rotate. So I'm just going to apply some hot glue, just like that. It doesn't have to be pretty, nobody's going to see it back here. And then make sure it doesn't rotate, and we're good to go. And the hot glue sets up nice and fast. At any time. All right, now that that's all set, let's reinstall the harness. So this white one down here goes to the light. What's nice about this is if you just follow it back, you can really find all the locations you need to reattach all your points, even if it does turn into a little bit of a mess. Just untangle. Okay. You can see it kind of makes sense. If I pull this across here, I find a holder. If I come up this way, I find a holder. And then I find a connection. And then again, I'm gonna come up this way. All right, so where's my next connection point? You can kind of use the door panel to find it. Look at that, perfect. All right, as we come across, well, I need another holder. Perfect, right there. And then if you remember, this was run under here, like so. Don't forget to plug that in. That is your window switch. Probably can't see me do that, but that's fine, just plug it in. This is the speaker that we've eliminated. And if we follow that up, see I'm here? It doesn't reach, what's going on? Well, that's not where it goes here. You can see, you can follow and find it. And then these two here, remember we said red, and we said white cobwebs. Or hot glue. Okay, now we have our tweeter wiring. So what I'm going to do is we have this is actually a splice in here. I think the best thing to do, as long as the wiring reaches, which it should be fine, is I'm going to zip tie it here because it's nice and clean to the splice. So let's do that. Okay, so we're just going to run our zip tie to this splice. We're going to use our set of wire cutters. And I think I want to put one here too. Well, then we got one more connector there. Yep, and then we're going to put a zip tie here. The BAV sound does not come with zip ties, so make sure you get your own zip ties for this. So basically all I did was run the wiring into the existing harness for the most part, overlaid it so that I can still disconnect the whole door panel because this is my connection for the tweeter. And you can see right here there's a little nipple on the end and there's a lock on this one, and you just line them up. And that's it for that. Then you're good to go. And then just rest that in there. That's going to rest against the foam, so it shouldn't make any feedback. Now, you want to make sure that you install this right. If you look right here, you can see this rod. Sometimes this piece here falls out of the slider. If it's out of the slider, you won't be able to open your door. So make sure that both ends here and here are in this slider where it's going to be able to pull it. Now this is really easy to install. Start at the far end. There's a little clip that it hooks under, then it just pushes into place. And then double check it. Right? And then this runs back here. And then there's a little hook right here. Okay, make sure to double check that everything's working right. And then this runs across the back. This hooks on right here. And then we can go ahead and reinstall. So you make sure to watch out for this. Just want to point out that this little tab right here that is for your door latch, if you break that, that comes free with the entire latch mechanism. You cannot get that one little piece free. So make sure when you're installing this that you're careful when you're setting it up and putting it into the hole for the lock rod, which is right here. Okay, line that up right there so that your lock rod is through. And we're gonna go over, oops, she came out at me. All right, so this is caught right here. We have to go over the top. There we go. And it has to then push down into the channel for the glass. Once you're there, again, double check everything is good. And line everything up. You can feel when it engages into the clips. Give it a gentle tap. All right, then you put in your two screws. Okay, so we have this clip right here. This goes into the door panel. There's an opening right here. There's an opening right here. That's where the metal rod goes into, and then it clips here. And we've already bent this back, so that just provides spring pressure pushing outward on that door handle. Okay, sliding it in first, this side first. Line everything up. And in theory, it should sound great, just like that. Going back together. Now it's time to check out and see what it sounds like. definitely sounds way crisper than the factory speaker. That's how you do the rear speaker. We're gonna move on to the front, and that's gonna be next week's video. And until next time, remember to like and subscribe. Let me know how your install goes. Thanks a lot, and I'll talk to you soon.